Braxis Holdout, the new map that was recently added by Blizzard. Sylvanas banned out by dropping Georgeous. Sylvanas gives you a lot of pushing power if you can establish a strong Zerg wave, but you gotta establish a strong Zerg wave before that can happen. And dueling heroes help you establish a strong Zerg wave. So Sylvanas, if you can get ahead, fantastic pick. But if you can't get ahead, if you can't get the bigger wave, or even 2 waves of a similar size, you're actually going to end up in quite a bit of trouble. So she's almost a win more hero, right, on this map, and she doesn't really help you win more. So if you win a 4v5, then she'll help you get so far ahead that you can easily win the rest of the game. Outside of that, it's a little more difficult. Muradin banned out by Skyelight. Lots of potential heroes that are good on this map. There's sort of 2 strategies on Braxis Holdout that are really viable. One of them is you go for a lot of wave clear and a lot of push, basically. And you push really hard. You don't ignore the fight at the turn-in, but you make the fight at the turn-in very costly. You make winning the fight at the turn-in very, very costly. The other strategy, which I think is going to come to be the dominant strategy, honestly, is you draft a single strong solo laner. You draft a very strong 4-man, and you just kill people. You kill people a lot. You win the team fight over and over and over again. And heroes that are going to excel in that capacity really are heroes like Kerrigan, which we can see locked in instantly here by Drop Dead Gorgeous. Because if you keep winning the team fights, the regeneration the globe generators in the top and bottom lanes give the globes to you. You're guaranteed to get them because you can keep that pressure, you can keep that map control. And if you can consistently do that, you're going to be in really good shape. Li Ming is picked up for Skyelight. And again, that's another hero that, with her burst, helps you win those team fights. She has a lot of poke, which means you're constantly throwing damage onto people. You need a lot of sustain healing to deal with Li Ming style poke, which means Drop Dead Gorgeous is going to be forced into a certain style of support. They're going to have to pick up either double support or a Brightwing or perhaps a Rhaegar, something along those lines, something that can deal with that constant poke. EDC picked up. ETC is a very good counter to Kerrigan. Face Melt can actually make her misplace her combo if it's timed correctly. EDC gives you a lot of peel, a lot of counter initiation when Kerrigan dives in. It's always something to consider. He's also but he's not good at holding points. His relatively small health pool makes it very easy to burst him out if you have a burst pick style of comp, which Kerrigan lends itself to. So I imagine that's what we're going to be seeing out of here from Drop Dead Gorgeous. With Muradin banned out and ETC taken, Drop Dead Gorgeous, if there's a specific tank that they want, they need to take it right now. If they don't take it right now, they're running the risk that Skyelight continues to focus their bans on tanks going into the next phase. They do pick up Uther. They want to make sure they have that Divine Shield for Kerrigan, and they pick up Johanna. Johanna, overall, got a little bit nerfed in this patch. They did make 2/3 of her talent baseline, but she can't talent into getting the full amount back. And she was really specifically valued as a wave clear tank. So when you take away, you make some aspect of a hero baseline, but you take it away when it was really high value for them, and you don't give them the entire thing back through talent or some other and compensate for that loss. You end up a little bit overall. So she can take Reinforce, or she can take Regeneration Master in exchange for losing it. So she's tankier, but there are tanks that are tankier than she is. So if you wanted someone who was tankier, you would have taken one of those tanks. And if you wanted Johanna, you wanted wave clear. She doesn't have as good a wave clear anymore. So overall, she's worse at what she did. Unfortunately, she is still a very good follow-up for Kerrigan combo with Condemn. Falstad ban out, denying the global. Globals can be very valuable on this map, just because if you win if you win the 4v4 really hard, the global allows you to instantly send one person down to a 1v1. The solo lane, that turns it into a 2v1, which means you're guaranteed to win that. So if you have a global, you can snowball the fight as soon as you start to win. Lunara banned out. Lunara's 20% movement speed is actually pretty advantageous after the mount speed change. Helps you rotate significantly quickly. And again, it puts you in, and it punishes Uther. It puts you in a situation where poke damage matters quite a bit, and Uther lacking sustained healing can heavily punished by Lunara. Lunara, if the enemy team ever has an Uther and it's their only support, pick up Lunara. Just pick up Lunara. Just punish them. I've actually even seen games where supports have been picked and banned aggressively. I'll have to see. Or picked or banned aggressively, and then they're sort of forced into playing Uther, and then you pick Lunara. What are you going to do? Do I ever sleep? Not the last week. I have not gotten a whole lot of sleep the last week, to be perfectly honest. I wonder if Blizzard understands that they nerfed Joe. Blizzard bases a lot of their balancing decisions on Hero League and talent diversity. So they're looking at the stats and being like, Nightic Spawn is always taken, Nightic Spawn has a ridiculous high win rate. When there's that little talent diversity, they feel the need to make part of it baseline. That's the idea. Same thing for Meridian's Reverb. But I don't think they understand exactly how much Johanna was valued specifically for her wave clear. I don't think they understand how valuable the stun was, and in the way it allowed you to slowly win the lane through attrition. The way it allowed you to take less damage from mercenary camps if you were doing mercenary camps with your team. I don't think they understand why exactly those things were so valuable, because they were very small advantages. And Blizzard tends to underestimate small advantages, as a rule. But professional players do not. Professional players are like always looking for that little tiny advantage that will get them further ahead. And Johanna had a lot of those, and now she kind of doesn't. Greymane Rhaegar locked in for Skyelight. Again, gives them a lot of burst potential. They have a limited amount of lockdown here, just ETC. So the ability to lock down is important for Li Ming and Greymane because it allows them to get their damage in. Dropped a Georgeous locking in the Chromie and the Gul'dan. Gul'dan is actually a pretty exceptional solo laner. He does lose in the lane to a lot of heroes, though, including Zag and Thrall. Both of whom are on the menu still. But that's essentially triple mage. Kerrigan, Chromie, and Gul'dan are all essentially burst damage dealers. They're all essentially mages. Skyelight with the Medivh. Who's the solo laner? I mean, it has to be Medivh, right? Medivh has to be the solo laner. But if Medivh is your solo laner, can you beat Gul'dan in lane? I actually don't know the answer. That is a cool draft. That is a cool draft. I apologize if that whistling was very loud. There's a rip ears anywhere, but man, that was a surprise to me, and I hope it was a surprise to you guys. Two very surprising last picks.
Unbridled energy.
Kerrigan's Queen of Ghost skin is pretty badass, for the record. I haven't actually seen it in the screen prep screen before. How does Alarak fit into the metagame? People aren't good enough at Alarak, and people aren't good enough playing against Alarak for me to answer that question with 100% confidence. I will say this. I've been watching a lot of PPL over the last few days, which is, full of Grandmaster and pro players. I've seen Alarak played in a few of those games. I saw Alarak beat a Thrall in lane. Like, straight up, I saw an Alarak beat a Thrall in lane. The Thrall played pretty well. He probably could have played better, though. But I'm going to say that at a minimum, Alarak is going to be in maybe the top 10 solo laners in terms of his ability to win the lane. Right? And Alarak has a more reliable combo than the Kerrigan combo, but it does less damage, which means that he's very good at enabling ganks on rotational maps, the way Kerrigan does, but he really desperately needs his team to be aware of it and follow up. So at a high level of play, on rotational maps, he could enable lots of kills. He could be a good solo laner. And that's where he is right now. He's very much a fighting character. He doesn't really do PvE well at all as part of his design. He does PvE, in fact, very, very poorly. But as long as he's fighting against someone else, he can do really well. But I think there's counterplay to him that people haven't seen yet. And I also think there's ways to play him that will make it much harder to play against him, which we also haven't seen yet because people don't have enough practice. That's where Alarak is right now. So Alarak could actually be really good when people get good at him, but it's also possible that he's outplayable, and so he's going to stay average because he's outplayable. And I don't have enough personal experience one way or another to give a firm opinion. I haven't seen enough games, but that's my preliminary opinion, right? That's where we are. So here we have on the left side of the map in blue, Drop Dead Gorgeous, Gelda on Johanna, Ajax on Chromie, Chaos on Gul'dan, Unitas on Uther, and Pugs Not Drugs on Kerrigan. We do see that that sweet Kerrigan skin right there. Also got the Mount synergy going. Obviously the sign of a good team. For Team Skyelight on the right-hand side of the map. In the red, we have Izzy Ismo on Medivh, Soy Yasaren on Li Ming, H Meko on Greymane, Schism on Rhaegar, and Lady Sky on ETC. We do see Reinforce picked up at level 1 for Johanna. That is a old talent for her, but a new talent in the sense of being able to take it because of Nightex's Pawn being reworked in your base. Akid Corruption picked up at level 1 for Gul'dan. No surprise there. That is the default talent. That is his highest damage option, really, at this point in the game. And if you're not doing damage as a mage, chances are you're not a very good mage. Pretty standard talents across the board, to be honest. Sharpened Blades, Wave of Light as well. Wolfheart picked up Force Armor for Li Ming, so going to play a little bit more safely versus the Gul'dan Kerrigan combination. You can see Gelda starting to clear this wave, but not quite doing it as well. Enough follow-up from Ajax, though, and it's gonna those minion waves going to go down very nicely. Red team was striking around, Skyelight trying to make something happen. We actually see H Meko in the bottom lane, so it's going to be Greymane versus Gul'dan in the bottom lane. With Medivh kind of sharking around, kind of floating between lanes, wondering where he's going to be. Lady Sky, Soya Saren, and Schism going to struggle. Whoa, H Meko going in on Gul'dan, manages to get that kill without any assistance whatsoever. Gul'dan overextending, his team's going to miss a lot of soak as a result of that. We do see Ajax starting to rotate down, making sure that does not get too missed. They're going to miss more than a wave, though, or more than half a wave right there. And as a result of that, Ajax not being in there, the top lane feels confident moving in, being aggressive. They actually pick up the regen globe on cooldown, making sure they keep taking that away. And that's going to be a factor for that lane sustain. We see H Meko was rotating down, trying to get that globe. Chaos going down, getting it. He's like, I know you're low on health. I know you want this, but it's mine now. H Meko mounting by that. Ajax is going to have to rotate away soon. We do see Izzy Isma starting to rotate to make that a 2v2 instead of a 2v1. Gelda taking quite a bit of damage here from that poke. This is something we talked about in the draft. Li Ming's poke always going to be a factor on this map. Blue team does cap the bottom altar. Red team caps the top altar instantly. And H Meko overextended, but Kerrigan rotates down. Does miss the combo. H Meko does get out of there. And ooh, the force of will. H Meko going to live with 70 health, but no, Gelda is there to pick up the kill. In the meanwhile, they are losing soak in the top lane. Schism, however, going to start to rotate down and not pick up that soak. So both teams now missing soak in the top lane. Gul'dan's ends up going down in trade. Pugs Not Drugs overextended with the portal, and Ajax going to get chased down as well. Yasaren can get the combo, and that will end up being a 3-for-1 for Team Skyelight. Much stronger rotations, both teams trying to do their best to deny. Schism just going to stand on the point. He knows his team is going to be there. He's not afraid of Unitas's damage because Unitas is a Johanna. Or excuse me, Gelda's a Johanna and Unitas is Uther. Neither very high damage heroes. Gelda getting chased into a tight corridor here. On the other side of the map, in fact, Boss is going to spawn. Hopefully they don't accidentally aggro it. Gelda might actually get out of this. Schism trying to get the body block in. Chaos with the zoning. And oh! Schism gets comboed with the Force of Will, barely saves him in time, negating a huge portion of that damage from Kerrigan. And it's important to negate that damage from Kerrigan because she did take Sharpened Blades at level 1. She has that extra bonus damage, and it also denies her the shields. If she's not doing damage, she's not getting her shields. Absolutely crazy save there. And here we see, again, Lady Sky going deep. Getting the Force of Will is going to end up being okay. H Meko with Eyes in the Dark is slightly stealth. Slightly invisible. Portal's going to allow everyone to go in and out safely. Ping, 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 ping. Chromie ends up getting caught by a full Li Ming combo and goes down, but Medivh dies in order to enable that. So that ends up being a 1-for-1. Pugs Not Drugs going in. H Meko's going to die here. No portal for him. Gelda's extremely low. They could probably pick that off if they focus. They decide they don't go in on it, unfortunately. And the Zerg wave is alive and well, pushing in. They decide to do a 4-man push with this. Red team was able to secure those altars long enough to get a lot of value out of this. We do see a lot of talents on this map that are sort of driving the design of the map. We see Dominance picked up for that self-sustain, Eyes in the Dark for that safety, even Mage Armor for the block. That's going to come out when people go through the portals. Healing Totem Double Neck Guitar is very standard, so no big surprise there. A lot of damage coming in on these Siege Zerg. They're a StarCraft 1 unit from Brood War. I don't remember what they're called. That's really bad. I used to know the name. Now I don't. You see H-Mecho in the top lane with the Split Soak, just going to get this tower basically for free. This is the scary thing about a Greymane. He gets onto a building, he just will AA it down in no time at all. Chromie going for Bronze Talons, going for that extra poke damage, that extra range. On her art attack. Guardians. Guardians is correct. Thank you, Vitas. Appreciate it. Envenom, by the way, picked up at level 4 for Kerrigan. That's a talent we actually never see on Kerrigan, and it's because it's not good. I think it's picked up here to give them a damage over time option to sort of counteract that Force of Will damage, the Force of Will negation, but Psionic Pulse is damage over time, you know, as well, and it's a significantly better talent across the board. Also offers Wave Clear, which is a factor on this map, just because whenever you lose the Zerg, you need Wave Clear. H-Mecho ends up getting caught by the Kerrigan combo, but is in Worgen form, so we'll be able to dash out of there since he does not die. Mobius Loop picked up for Chromie at level 6. Gonna have even more Wave Clear. Loss of Hope picked up for Johanna. I don't think you can afford to do that as Johanna anymore. I think you actually need to go Eternal Retaliation, especially on this map, just for the Wave Clear potential. Loudspeakers, Calamity, and Master's Touch picked up. We're gonna keep an eye on that Master's Touch quest, see how well Izzy Ismo is doing at stacking it up. Currently at only 2 stacks, and he's been level 7 for he's had it for a full level at this point. Lady Sky going in, getting Force of Will. And nice. The Bruiser Camp on Braxis is hilarious. Throwing out Seeker Missiles from the quote-unquote mage minion it's just something that makes me happy to see it every single time. Chaos ends up getting chunked by that slide in by Lady Sky. The follow-up is real. Pugs on Drugs comes in, tries to get the combo, but Schism literally just walks out of it. He's like, that's never gonna hit me. You gotta try harder. You might be the Queen of Ghosts, but I'm the Queen of Jukes. Yeah, I said that right. Okay. Portal coming in. Just every time the portals goes down, there's so much threat. Gelda completely out of mana, and they're forced to back off. They can't continue to fight this. They actually need to back for mana, and that's a bad timing. They want to make sure that they back before this, so they have full health and full mana as these altars come up. But Skyelight actually just dominating the map right now. They're already getting the charge 26% to 30%. As in the Observer, we can actually see the Zerg coming into the holding pen. And it looks bad. That was not actually Greymane that went down. That was in fact Gul'dan that went down. We are having some technical issues with the Observer UI, Ollie's Observer UI. Gotta contact Ollie about it, make sure it gets fixed. In the interim, we'll just we'll make it work. And the Zerg are going to be released. You can see this is a massive Zerg wave. This is easily going to be a fort, if not more. Level 10 also picked up for Team Skyelight, and they're slowly working down this well. Gelda in the top lane here, and again, her wave clear is John's wave clear is just not up to snuff anymore. But the Zerg wave actually getting killed off very, very quickly. They're managing to do a significant amount of work against it. But the bottom, or the top fort is going to be completely gone. The well as well. Tower goes down, and they still have heroics to not heroics. Johanna is pushing that bottom lane, but again, her wave clear is just not what it was. It's taking her a little bit longer. She's taking a little bit more damage. She's not able to push the wave in as fast. If she's not stunning the wave anymore either, and that stun actually kept her wave slightly healthier, which allowed her to push more aggressively. It is not happening. Temporal Loop picked up. After the changes, I really think Shifting Sands is always better than Temporal Loop, like straight up, unless you're in Hero League and like can't rely on your teammates at all. But in a coordinated environment, which Cheer League certainly qualifies as, Shifting Sands gives you so much control of the enemy's positioning by denying them an entire engage point. We're just not seeing it. We're just not seeing it. Ajax is just, other than that one kill in the early game, Ajax has simply not been very effective on Chromie. Not enough lockdown, not enough follow-up. And the Brood, the Guardians, just absolutely devastating this keep. They are eventually going to go down to this Mobius Loop Chromie. Ajax will eventually manage to clear them. Delta coming in, 10 now picked up for both teams. Mosh Pit, however, is available. And they're grouping up really tightly. That could have been a strong Mosh Pit, but they opt to back off. They're like, we got the entire wall. We got enough value out of this. No, the Mosh does come up unstoppable, however. Pugs on Drugs gets cleansed, so Mosh does not end up being of value. Divine Shield stuck in a corner. might be able to make something happen here. Maelstrom is not available. Lady Sky does get out, but Force of Will comes down, and she's gonna be absolutely fine. Gets out of there, and they're just gonna leave. They're gonna be like, "Thank you for all of the experience. It was lovely. We'll come back again soon, but tonight, for now, we really must be going." And they back off without a kill, without a loss of life. And they're going to start doing camps. They're going to start painting the map red, as the saying goes. Blue team trying to do the same thing, grabbing the bruiser camp. This will have to be cleared. It is a very scary camp to just let push. The siege camp on this map, not very scary because it is a melee range camp, even though it has a lot of health and does frontal cone damage. Once it gets to a wall, once it gets to a building, the building just kills it. It does absorb a lot of shots, but it doesn't do a lot of siege damage. It just basically pushes your wave up to wherever the buildings are, which has some value. But it's not as valuable as you would normally expect a siege camp to be. You can see it's just slowly working the minions down. It doesn't do as much as a normal siege camp by any stretch of the imagination. Bruiser camp, however, does do a lot. It is going to be pushing the bottom lane. Both teams rotating into the top, trying to force a fight here, I think. Blue's just sharking around. I think Blue's actually waiting. No, Blue's trying to fight. Blue should be trying to fight. They know they have to deal with this camp, but they also know that they're going to be down to Talenteer shortly, and they want to make sure that they are not down to Talenteer. Beacon's activated in 15 seconds. That is going to come up and be relevant. Top is going to be an instant lock for the red team. Soya Saren is going to poke Izzy Isma with the scout, and Rhaegar actually just clearing this wave. They're leaving their support in the top lane. Medivh is extremely strong on this map. Rhaegar can actually rotate faster by coming into the boss pit and then portaling over, something Medivh can do for him. You can make your rotations on this map faster than any other team just by having a Medivh, and on a map where rotations can matter so much, and literally the difference between winning and losing, that is an incredible difference, especially after the mount speed change. Any speeds are massive, but Johanna ends up getting absolutely erased. Was not even close to being able to get out of that. Greymane comes down on her, and she's just gone. Portals, meanwhile, for the chase. Chaos is extremely low. Gets healed up, but Unitas barely managed to get away. Hugs Not Drugs with the counter engage, misses the combo. Nothing really happens, and that's 8, 10. We're seeing, we can go again, because we're the observers, we can actually look and see how many Zerg are filtering in here. We got some Zerglings, we got some Hydralisks, we're starting to get one Guardian. And that's just a scary amount of Zerg. If you had that Zerg coming down on you in a StarCraft game, you'd be like, nope, GG, I'm out of here. And this is going to be another 100-0 wave. Well, Ajax finally manages to cap the top lane, 82-0 right now. The Tinker goes away every so often. If you want to see the talents on the bottom, Tinker does go away every so often. Ooh, nice kill onto Chromie in the top there. Portal's making things happen, but ETC gets engaged on the point and ends up going down. No big other than the Envenom, we haven't seen too many surprise talents picked up so far. Master's Touch almost finished for Izzy Ismo. He has struggled a little bit to get it stacked up. 27, though, out of 30. 3 more, and he'll be good to go. We're going to have 18 to 82 right now. We can compare them. No Ultralisks. An Ultralisk and a Broodling. Very scary. Gul'dan ends up going down again on the point. Kerrigan as well. Greymane, with every time Greymane's ult resets, basically is a kill. Go for the threats on cooldown? Well, we better go kill someone. It's like every single time. Oh my god. Hmeko has done work on this Greymane. That Greymane is going to require a respect ban going into the next phase of this game. Both points again capped for Team Skyelight. 96, 98, 100, and the Zerg are unleashed. Rotating in, trying to be aggressive, waiting for the blue team to overextend, make a mistake. Hmeko just clearing the wave, being like, oh look, there's a free wave here, I'm not going to get shot by the tower, I can afford it to deal with this. And the Zerg come in, they're going to absolutely destroy this fort. It's like it won't even be there. This is exactly like playing StarCraft 2. You just get absolutely rushed in on by Zerg, and it feels so scary and so dangerous. 13 finally picked up for Drop Your Georgeous, but they're not in a position where they can force a team fight, and 16 will be here momentarily for Team Skyelight. At this point, they're never going to fight on the same calendar. It's just never going to happen. Holy Shock picked up for that potential burst heal in the middle of a fight. That's the wrong decision for this map, though. This is a sustained map. This is not about burst-oriented fighting. Uther, in general, a questionable pickup on this map. but they're just getting pushed in. Gelda trying to clear, gets absolutely destroyed by the Zerg, and gonna go down. Johanna almost getting, almost living there actually, but does end up going down, and that is a 3 for none with the Zerg still pushing. Everyone's low. They start to back out. The Zerg are gone. They should have stayed and gotten that keep. Actually, even if they'd sacrificed a kill, even if they'd sacrificed 1 or 2 deaths for it, they absolutely should have stayed and just continued to push that keep in. They had the poke. They had the sustain from Rhaegar. They could have done a lot of work. We do see the new Imposing Presence picked up. I actually like this decision. I think the new Imposing Presence is going to become one of the strongest default talents at 16 for ETC, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of good talents at that tier. Mirror Ball as well as Reabsorption. And with Reabsorption picked up, they have basically infinite sustain. As long as Izzy Ismo has mana for those Force of Wills and Rhaegar has mana for Chain Heals, they're just never going to run out of health. Every tower becomes a free heal whenever they need it. They're like, oh, we're running low on health. Let's go get shot by some tower or absorb some ammo, and we'll be in good shape overall. Bruiser Camp going to continue to push in. We do see the Goliath starting to do some damage there. The instant erasure by that Corruption. Corruption Quest not even finished yet by Chaos. If he could finish that, 3 more stacks, they'd be in pretty good shape overall. And again, just painting the map red. Wouldn't actually even be too surprised to see Lady Sky and her team take boss. Just walk on over, take the boss, you're up a talent tier. It's obvious the enemy team's just rotating around the map, trying to negate you, trying to, you know, push their lanes out in absolute desperation. But looks like they're just going to force a fight instead. Equally good decision. Chaos is going to get absolutely erased here. Gul'dan ends up going down. Just destroyed. Ancestral comes down, Greymane, not in time, however. And H-Meko finally going to go down, but the Mosh is real, and that will end up being 3 more kills, 4 for 1 for Skyelight, and they can honestly just end the game here. I do want them to stay and get this keep. They should stay and get this keep. They're not staying to get the keep. Catapult pressure really does matter all the time. Catapult pressure matters, you know, the Zerg's good. Catapults plus Zerg, better. They could have easily stayed, gotten that keep. They even had the camp pushing in with them. They could have, you know, sent Medivh back to cap. Medivh could easily get to here, portal over, bird up, and then fly over to here. Would have taken in literally 10 seconds to cap both points, more or less. And they do end up getting the keep just through attrition. They didn't have to happen, and Ajax could have cleared that a little bit faster, prioritizing the bot lane. But because they made a mistake, it ended up working out. Because Georgeous made a mistake, it ended up working out for them. Skyelight also going to get the boss at this point, and they're at 76, 80, 85. Boss plus Zerg is certainly better than just Zerg by any stretch of the imagination. And Georgeous is just running around, not knowing what to do. They're like, yeah, we need to get 16, but we can't let them get another Zerg wave. We're just going to lose the game. We don't know what we're going to do. We don't know what we're going to do, and the Zerg are here, along with the Archangel, the landed Viking. Oh my Lord. That is one of the scariest pushes that is possible to have in Heroes of the Storm. That is going to be the game. I don't see how Georgeous can possibly avoid this. We're just going to enjoy the carnage. The Archangel wrecking, doing so much damage. The portals come in, Polybomb comes on, Divine Shield comes down, does absolutely nothing to negate this damage. Johanna gets erased. Absolutely erased. Pugs Not Drugs trying to make something happen. No, you know what? Something that's happen is, Kerrigan, is that you're going to die. And that is the core getting absolutely melted. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the Archangel firing away.